So, we're at the incredibly scenic corner of Kingsway and Knight.
Yes, we are.
And if you know anything about Vancouver, it's not that scenic, it really isn't.
No, not really. It's not my favorite corner. We are at House of Dosa.
Mm-hmm. And we lived in South India for the better part of a year in 2009, and we became very fond of the dosa. Interestingly enough, this House of Dosa is in the neighborhood that I had bought my first house in back in the 90s, the gnarly 90s. And I've been coming here myself for 25, 30 years.
Right. It has not been consistent. There have been times when the food has been really good and there have been times when it hasn't. So we come back periodically to check on it.
So here we are now, but we did notice that they have a special on Mondays, and us being the
frugal.
Cheap, no, I would say cheap.
Frugal.
Very cheap. People that we are, we decided to come for the Monday special. I believe is all dosas are $5.99 or
That's
something like that.
how they're advertising all doses $5.99, which is a screaming deal. That's like 50% off, right? So this is great anyway.
So we'll see what's good, what's not, but let's go get a dosa.
Okay.
Here it is, the House of Dosas. And as you can see, they're alleging that all dosas are $5.99. Let's go check it out.
They have several specials. The Monday $5.99 for any dosa, which is a screaming deal.
Yes, it is.
But then they also have, parota or dosa combo on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, any curry for $14.99. Biryani, $14.99. That's pretty good too.
So yeah, they have a variety of different dosas here. All the classics. This is the Monday special menu that they have here, right? Okay.
It's a very specific menu.
So it's a bit of a subset of all the extensive ones that they have. Like there's no seafood one, I don't think. I'm gonna have the chicken dosa for me, I think.
But I'm gonna do this because this has black chickpeas and red chilies. I mean, my goodness, how can you get better than that,
you were
right?
just lamenting that there was no chickpea dosa.
Exactly, and there is. So that makes me
You
happy.
must be a happy gal. This place is pretty awesome. Anytime you walk into a place and there's cricket playing on the big screen TV, that's usually a good indication that the owners know what's going on.
Amazing indication.
And interesting, I've never seen this in the menu before either. They have some of the Indo-Chinese.
Actually, more and more places in Vancouver have this now, where they have like chicken 65 and aloo Manchurian. These are Chinese Indian foods Chinese, it's a loose term, like American Chinese or Canadian Chinese. So there's a very specific subset of Chinese cuisine in India.
It's a whole different genre. It's not Indian food. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese Indian food. It's interesting. Well, this is exciting.
Yeah,
let's see if they've upped their game.
We're saving so much money.
We're ready to order.
I would like the Mysore masala dosa, please.
You want it soft or crispy?
You want it
Let's go crispy.
Crispy.
Yeah.
Crispy is the way.
Sounds great.
And I'm going to have the chicken palak dosa.
Chicken palak dosa, spicy level for this one.
Pardon me?
Spicy level for you?
Spicy?
Just
Yes, spicy.
medium. Yeah, spicy is good. Spicy is good.
Spicy or medium?
Well, it depends because some places they say it's spicy and then it's not spicy at all.
For the spicy, we add the green chilies as well.
Okay, go nuts. Yeah, I would say.
He likes spicy.
Spicy is good.
That's all?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you
we're
so
gonna
much.
check it out. For the uninitiated, can you explain what a dosa is?
So a dosa is, yes, for those of you who've never had it, a dosa is a crepe. And they tend to be quite large, usually bigger than a French style crepe. And the batter is made from rice and split beans, lentils, split peas that have been soaked and ground together and fermented.
Fermented, very important.
It is. So it's not as fermenty as if you've had Ethiopian food and you have injera, which is the bread that you get in Ethiopian food. That's quite tangy, like a sourdough bread. Dosa doesn't have the same tang, but it is fermented, so it has the good bacteria that's really good for your gut, actually.
So they spread it out in a really thin layer. It's like a big thing.
A massive, usually 12 inches or sometimes even bigger. The paper dosas are bigger, and super thin, and it cooks and it gets crispy on one side and a little bit soft on the side that doesn't get cooked. And then they take a filling. It can be, I like palak paneer, where you get like a spinach and cheese inside. The traditional is the masala dosa, which is a spicy potato curry without the gravy part, the sauciness, and that goes inside, and then they fold it over, and you get with it a couple of chutneys.
Traditionally, there's
usually.
two chutneys.
There's usually a coconut chutney, and then there's like a tomato chutney. And you also get a little cup, usually, of sambar, which is a lentil mixed vegetable soup. Soup is not the right term for it.
It's like a lentil stew almost. And every man, and I do mean man, in South India will say that his mother makes the best sambar ever. Sort of like Italian
Possibly
men.
his wife,
Yeah.
but usually his mother.
But no, the wife generally never makes it. Never makes it as well as mom does.
That's true.
So.
So anyway, you eat the dosa. Well, in South India, you eat it with your hands.
Yeah,
Here,
so
people often use a spoon or a fork, but we're going to use our hands because that's how we do it.
And speaking of hands, I'm going to go wash mine now.
That's a good idea.
So,
We always
yeah,
wash
right.
before.
And in South India, every restaurant has a hand washing station, like right out in the middle of
There's
the
a
restaurant.
sink in the middle, usually
so
on
you
one
always
wall.
go and you wash your hands. Oh my
this is
gosh!
us. Wow, that's fast.
Wow, blazing fast. Black.
Nope,
Not theirs.
not
I was
ours.
going. Wow, that was fast. Oh no! But come back.
No, all good, all good. So yes, so
That was funny.
yes, there's usually a sink in the restaurant for you to wash your hands because you eat with your hands and you dip into the chutney.
Oh, see, he was just teasing us.
same.
He's just teasing us. There it was.
So,
Okay.
is that the palak or
Yeah,
mine's the
palak is mine.
Mysore, his is the palak.
There you go. So here is this big, massive dosa, and it is over a foot long. Now yours is interesting because it's triangular, so that's the Mysore style.
I don't know.
And then Laurel's got a cup of sambar and the two chutneys, and I've got the sambar and the two chutneys, and I'm going to go wash my hands and dig in. Interestingly, there is a sink here in the restaurant, and it specifically says no hand wash, which is kind of funny. Well, sadly, Laurel has had the wrong dosa delivered to her, so they're making another one here. But I'm just going to check into the sambar, and it's very competitive. So we've been thwarted mid-meal. First they
The beginning of the meal.
I know. First they showed us the thing, put it on the table, and went, "Oh no, it's the wrong table." Then they brought it back, and then discovered
was the
that
right
Laurel. Mine appears to be correct, although I haven't looked in the inside yet.
Yeah, it looks like, is that chicken palak?
And there it is. Okay.
Show us how you do it, Rob.
Okay, so I'm just going to dive in here with my freshly washed hands.
Well, usually just the right hand.
Yeah, just the right hand. Put the left hand away. Go into reasons for that later. And get a little handful here. A little chutney.
That's great, thanks. That's right. I can feel there's stuff in there now. Yeah, so what Rob was doing is use your hand, but you're trying not to get beyond like your first knuckles. You're not supposed to we did find some people in South India took rice and really mixed it up with their whole hand, but generally speaking, people were using just the top part of the hand.
Interesting.
Got in on the inside there.
One of the main differences in South India, the chutney is made from fresh ground coconut, and it's the world of difference. This isn't bad, but I miss the fresh ground.
Yeah,
The filling's actually tasty. It's sort of cooled off a little bit, but there's spinach, even the odd curry leaf, which is always a good sign. And yeah. How's yours? Good?
It is good, but I think what got lost in between the two was when I had asked for crispy. So I've got the soft mashed potatoes, and it's super tasty, lots of flavor. And yeah, there are curry leaves in here as well.
Yeah.
So you can dip into either chutney, but you can also dip into the sambar, which is awesome.
And actually, it's not our preference, but we've seen in South India people actually pouring the sambar on top.
And then mixing it up with their
then,
hands. Not
doing
how we
the-
tend to do it.
Yeah. Which I think that to make the texture so homogeneous, it's not anywhere near as much fun. And this has got a little bit of heat to it, but their spicy is pretty tame.
Mine's got some heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like wow, but I guess if you were someone who didn't handle hot, yeah, mine's definitely got both on the tongue and further into the throat. It just keeps happening. So
Now, what I don't understand is the difference in style between having the triangular one and the cylindrical one.
it may be that that's the Mysore style.
Who knows? But I'm a fool for sambar.
Yeah, I make a
Sambar
pretty
is
wicked
really good.
sambar.
So you're going in.
So it's a mashed potato, spices, onion, herbs, right? Supposed to take the food and flick it with your thumb into your mouth.
That works better for rice than this.
It does. Well, that's a pretty good lunch,
Yeah.
especially for that amount of money.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't think there's any better deal in the city for lunch than this. This is really
I think I'd agree
quite
with you.
extraordinary.
For $5.99.
And actually, the dosa itself is significantly better than the last time I was here.
Yeah, actually, it's nice and crispy. Yeah, it's despite the error that was made and everything. Very happy still.
They're just over enthusiastic.
Just happy.
We did a video a couple of weeks ago on a really wonderful Vietnamese vegetarian place that is right across the street.
Yeah, literally across the street.
So the House of Dosa now has 3 locations. I think there's one, well, the one here in Vancouver, there's one in White Rock, and there's one in Surrey. So you don't have to travel all the way to the corner of Kingsway and Knight to get your dosa fix. Yes, it is. Oh, good. Oh, good. Another curious thing about the House of Dosa is that it's open 24 hours a day. So if you wake up at 3 in the morning
Dying
and
for a
suddenly,
dosa.
you figure nothing else will work but a dosa, get to the corner of Kingsway and Knight, and you're good.
It is a good sambar.
It is a good sambar. Yeah. When we lived in South India, our landlady, who lived next door, Gigi, if you're watching this, we loved you,
Thank you, Gigi.
would sometimes meet me at the fence in the morning and hand over or show up at the door with a big pot of sambar and some idli.
Yep.
Or something really wonderful that she makes herself. And her sambar was incredible, as was her chutney.
Very,
Oh my
very
goodness.
But
Just
yeah, whatever she was making for her family, she'd make extra and then hand it over the fence for those crazy foreigners who
Yeah.
didn't know how to feed themselves.
that was some fun time.
So in terms of spicing, if you can't handle spice, tell them, because most of the dosas have a variety of levels that you can choose, and I'd say their spicy here is decently spicy. It's not blowing the top off, but
Yeah.
I handle spice well. Rob handles
It's
spice
not
well.
a Thai
No.
food court spicy
No,
by any stretch of the
but I
imagination.
think if you don't handle the spice, then just say you want like mild or medium, and that's fine. You're still without the spice. The spice is just the chilies. All the flavors are there without the chilies. So there's still black mustard seed, and there's still curry leaves and turmeric and all of that. So, and then the coconut has so much flavor, and the sambar, as Rob had said, has a lot of flavor. So you would not be missing out by having it not spicy. Whereas there are some cuisines where I feel like the spice is integral, but here not necessarily. So if you've never had that dosa, it's not intimidating. You can find a filling. The most basic, the masala dosa, is just spiced potatoes. That's easy, right? And especially if you come on a $5.99, it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, this is a brilliant deal, actually.
Okay. We're kind of goofs.
Our now dearly departed Indian friend Guy said it always tastes better when you eat with your fingers. I think there's some truth in that.
I think there is too.
Well, you're just ripping through. That's great.
Are you saying I'm eating too fast?
I don't police your rate of intake. Oh, I could go swimming in a vat of sambar. Man, that's
That would be messy.
it would be. Yes, it may be better in theory than in practice. If you're a vegetarian,
Also, awesome food for
this is the place for you. So there are certainly vegetarian offerings, but there's also vegan offerings as well.
most of the options are vegetarian, and there are vegan and there are all meat versions. Like Rob's having chicken with his. Yeah, so something for everyone, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And a great place. If you've got a group of friends and some of them are vegetarian and some aren't, perfect restaurant
Yeah.
to come to,
Especially on a Monday.
especially on a Monday.
I just wanted to make a note that not only are they open for 24 hours, but they're also licensed. So they have some good local beers on tap, and I think some bottled stuff as well. And strangely enough, wine. What wine goes with Dosa?
Wine goes with everything in my universe.
Well, as you can see, another scene of complete and utter devastation.
Carnage, really.
Carnage, yes.
Carnage.
Really happy with that, actually.
Yeah,
It's
so
really,
was I. The spicing was good. The flavors were great.
well, I would say that the House of Dosa has redeemed itself.
It has.
Yes.
It's back in our good books.
Once again, best deal in town. Solid marks. It's a solid Dosa. And I think some Monday in the future we'll come back and maybe even bring the boys here.
Yeah, that would be good.
There you go.
So, because that's like $6 each, that's going to be $12 plus tax and tip for our lunch. Amazing, right? Thank you.
A little warning, all curries contain nuts. And I think they take all kinds of Visa and
Debit.
cash and debit
All the
and all that stuff. This is cool. At the counter, for $3 you can get a sweet pan. And that's not one of my favorite things, but our friends in India were very devoted pan chewers. That was very good. We haven't been back here in a while, and it's really, really nice, actually.
Back.
Thank you.
And what a great lunch deal. Man,
Yeah,
oh man.
such a good deal. That's
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Perfect.
All right.
See you, John.
yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. I felt pretty good about leaving a 30% tip.
He does not tip like
Because
that
the
at all.
bill
That's
for the
crazy.
two of us for lunch was $12.58,
It was.
including tax. So that
So-
was pretty wacky.
And it was worth every
Yeah.
penny, and then some.
I would have paid $13 for that meal. That's right.
It was all
Anyway,
good.
House of Dosa, check it out, especially on a Monday. Be prepared to line up though in the evening.
Yeah.
So, cheers.